very nervous about this audio now. After Wednesday. Does it sound alright? I've been dicking around with it a bit more. I haven't got it back to where it was before yet. Hopefully it's not blowing your ears out though, like I did on Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Is it better? Is it okay? Does it sound alright? Let me know. I'm so terrified of it after Wednesday. And now I can't really hear it through my... What the fuck? I can't hear it through my headphones at all now. Weird, isn't it? Hello? 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 Why is it echoey? Are you on the wind-up, Carl? Now my headphones aren't working. Test, 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 test. Oh, for fuck. How about now? How about now? Well, there you go. I don't know what to do. Okay. Would you want to hear yourself? Yeah, you always want to hear yourself with monitoring headphones. 100% you do. Absolutely you want to hear yourself with monitoring headphones. Without doubt. It'll be the routing. Audio setup. Device configuration. Outputs. Monitor. System. Outputs. How you doing anyway, chat? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Audio setup. Where's the routing gone? Multi-track. Processing? No. Listen. I don't know. I have to play with this later. I need to fix it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't understand what's going on. Don't understand what I've done. Well, actually, I've done nothing. I turned it off one day. I turned it on the other day. Now it's broken. So, at some point, we'll get it working like it used to. I might have to do a fucking full reset on it at some point. But hey, welcome back. How are you all doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Friday. I have a new flavour tonight. Blackberry and blackcurrant is tonight's beverage of choice. I haven't even opened it yet. It's time to open it fresh on stream. Anyway, tell me how you have been, you wonderful fuckers. Tell me how your week's been. What you got planned for the weekend. Hopefully tomorrow is planned to watch me build Lego. What more would you want? It's good to go forget the headset. Yeah, but I can't. Now the headset's not working. And I'm supposed to be vagging on Sunday and I need the headset. Oh, it smells nice.
Please hold.
A bit more. Good. Oh, Amy's not on fire tonight, is she? She hasn't gone off either. What the fuck is going on with this fucking stream setup lately? Are you hearing that? Did you hear that? I didn't hear it. Did she make a noise? Does OBS need an update? Check for updates. No updates are currently available. You heard Amy. Why did I not hear Amy? What the fuck? What the fuck, chat? No! No! Now, if I plug my headphones in, I can't hear myself at all over my audio deck. So that's now got slightly worse. And now Amy, when she goes off, I don't hear it. And I don't know why. Maybe if I press it again. Fixed it. She didn't. It didn't read it out though, but maybe this time it'll read it out. Okay, we fixed that one. Jesus Christ. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you, TJ, for the 5. You legend. Thank you, Warhammer, for the 5 gifted memberships. You're an absolute hero. Everything at the moment with OBS is just breaking, and I don't understand why. I'm not changing anything from day to day. Can't hear Lise. No, well, she's just moved her microphone, and I wasn't going to dare have it unmuted when she moved the microphone because you get all the time. You should be able to hear it now, though.
Hello. Sorry, I couldn't leave the kitchen. I couldn't leave it.
Okay. The audio deck looks like it's not picking you up. Yeah, OBS is like, yeah, she's really loud. I don't... OBS might need a fresh install. This is starting to piss me off. Anyway, tonight's chat. So just for reference, I want to get this out here now whilst I've got people in the chat room, right? Whilst I've got people sat here listening to me. Tomorrow, late morning, probably maybe lunchtime, 11, 12 o'clock, keep an eye out. I'm going to be going live from the studio, but with a Lego build. We're building Lego Barad-dûr from Lord of the Rings, okay, that someone kindly gifted to us. And I've been thinking about how the fuck I turn it into content. And I asked you people last week, or the beginning of the week, and you said stream it, so we're streaming it tomorrow. Bonus stream tomorrow, because I let you all down Tuesday evening with a bit of fucking shitty food poisoning. So you can come hang out with us tomorrow for that particular stream. I reckon it'll be 5-6 hours, okay? Potentially Sunday afternoon, will be more vag as well. Exclamation mark vag if you want to come hang out on that one. Just to get that out there now. And, lightheaded. And I was thinking to myself today, whilst thinking about this stream tomorrow, like, what would I do as a hobby if Warhammer did not exist?
So it's not that you didn't choose Warhammer, it's that it doesn't
didn't exist.
Oh my
What would I do instead of... What do I do if Warhammer didn't exist? At least studio audio is good. Fuck you, Carl. Aren't tech and apps fun? No, they're not. And I feel like you can't complain because OBS is free, but it's... I don't... Figuring out how to get something to work doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that. I like that, and I enjoy that, right? That's fine. Once you've got it and it's set, logically then, you shouldn't have to make any changes, and it just continues to work, right? So on Monday, we did a Talking Head stream, and everything worked fine, and we turned it all off, and I don't typically turn it back on again until Wednesday. Turned it on Wednesday for the stream, and you all screamed at me because we were far too loud. So I had to fiddle live on air to get it fixed. If you watched it, you would have seen it. And I had to use my headphones to monitor. I haven't had the audio deck back on until today, and now the headphones aren't working. And OBS wasn't reading out super chats. I think I fixed that now, but I don't know why that stopped working either. Just went, yeah, not now. Go change the setting. Why not? If Warhammer didn't exist, I'd probably save money. Well... Probably climb that church tower without the hobby outlet. Oh, bless you. I spend all my time playing Warcraft. I reckon my time would be spent between video games and Lego.
I don't know what my life would look like if Warhammer didn't exist.
2 years listening to this Muppet and Company, heart, and now you have the audacity to get me hooked on EOS. Shame on you, sneering face.
Why is that so quiet?
That's super quiet, isn't it?
Thank you, Kianan, for the 200 Danish. Why is that so quiet? Could you even hear it?
Just only because I saw Kianan's comment come up, then did I sort of... I don't know, subconsciously listen out for Amy. Otherwise, she was very, very quiet.
Oh my god, what have they done? Oh, they've changed everything. Hang on, what if I press that button?
This is a test super chat message. Totally unprofessional, but we still love it and don't want anything to change. Hello Lucy, within 13 days to boot camp, and the sound is just fine.
Thanks, Adrian.
Adrian!
That's gonna make it super loud for you guys as well, though. I don't want to do that.
Carl says, Luce, many women probably wonder what life would be like without 40k.
So if I can't turn it up. Is Amy loud enough for you as well? Is she loud enough for you? Oh, I wonder. No, that's fine.
What was that?
That is awful. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Did you get that noise, chat? I'm live fixing, by the way. Thank you so much, Evan. I'm live fixing right now. Right, I think that fixes the hum. Better than the voices in my head. Okay, I think I fixed it. How about if I do... Right, that should be all good now. Right, she should come through normally now. This is super weird.
You're
Test.
super weird.
Test. These still aren't working, though. I was listening in the car until you did that. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Why aren't these working? Where's my settings in here? Settings. Outputs. Headphones. Oh, fuck me, that's too loud
I do
now.
go shooting at the range more, and drive more my motorcycle and have time to get an old car refurbished. I did hear that BTW. Samus.
Yeah, sorry about that, team. That was not intentional. Thank you, AJ.
Test.
Thank you. She's working better now. We've worked that one. But my this isn't working, despite the fact that it says it's working. So I don't understand what's going on. Oh, hang on. Oh, I fixed it. Oh, we twizzled a knob and it fixed it. Okay, good. Okay. Right, everything's now back to normal. Apart from the issues that we had on Wednesday. Everything's back to normal after Wednesday. Don't do tech. Don't get a job that involves tech, ever. Slightly less professional than Hellstorm stream. Wow, John. Wow. Right, thank you. I need to go back through these because I've been too busy stressing about this audio. If I take my socks off, I'm getting that stressed, right? Kianan, 2 years listening to this Muppet Company. Thanks, mate. Now you have the audacity to get me hooked on AOS. Shame on you. Oh, AOS is great, to be fair. Cracking rule set. Thanks anyway. Adrian, totally unprofessional, but we still love it and don't want anything to change. Hello, Lucy Liam, 13 days of boot camp. Yes, 13 days. Stressing about that a little bit, but hey. Evan, thank you. If the one didn't exist, I'd probably double down on my other hobbies, D&D, reading, martial arts, and maybe some other tabletop game like Battletech or something. I think if 40k didn't exist, I wouldn't be playing tabletop games, if I'm honest. I honestly don't. Legit don't think I'd be playing tabletop games at all. I think it'd be video games, probably Lego, But that's about it. If I'm honest, I'd go shooting at the range more, drive more on my motorcycle, and have time to get an old car. I'd love to refurbish an old car. If I had the space, if I had the garage space and the money, I'd love to refurbish an old car.
You can get a kit car.
Yeah, you can. I don't think I'd want to do a kit car. I think I'd want to refurbish an old one though.
I saw someone I used to work with. He drove his kit car into work, and it looked quite cool, but not for our roads and not for our unpredictable weather.
Yeah.
Did look cool though. Looked like a little Monopoly car.
Thank you everyone being patient. We are at the moment, for some reason, in this particular studio at home, we're being absolutely plagued with tech gremlins, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Which, touch wood, we're having basically no tech gremlins at the big studio, so I'll get it fixed at some point, probably. If I don't play 40k, so 40k not existing will only impact what I watch on YouTube. Fair. Yeah, I don't think I play with tabletop games at all. I don't think I would. If Warhammer didn't exist. Because Warhammer obviously is all-encompassing. Right? Warhammer is not just 40k. We're talking AOS, we're talking Warhammer, we're talking... I guess we're talking Middle-earth strategy battle game. Because it's made by Games Workshop. Maybe if Games Workshop did not exist, would probably be a more accurate question for you people. But hi. I reckon I wouldn't play tabletop war games.
Liar.
I don't think I would. I think if Games Workshop or Warhammer didn't exist, I don't think I would. Because the thing is, I've played war games, tabletop war games, since the age of about 14 now, in terms of collecting and learning about narrative and all that kind of stuff, right? And I have almost never had my head turned properly by another game system. I played other game systems a couple of times here and there, bit of Bolt Action, bit of Legion, bit of this, bit of that, and they're all right. They're all right, but I only found them and stumbled across them because I was playing Games Workshop products first, and someone said, "Try this game." You don't think I'd have played them otherwise? I think I'd be balls deep in video games.
I still think you'd find some kind of tactile thing as well.
I smell sweet heresy going on in this stream.
Thanks, Anthony. At least she sounds normal now.
Yeah, she does.
That's
Much
better.
more.
That's better. That's normal. I'd register all frozen chickens on the government website. That's genius. Did I tell you that story?
No.
The UK government decided in the UK, if you own birds, you have to register them. I don't know why. I guess it might be avian flu or some nonsense, or I'm not sure. If you own birds, you have to register them on the website, right? Any kind of bird, including chickens, even if you own less than 10. And so what happened was a significant portion of people decided to register their frozen chickens that are in their freezer on the website.
I did hear
and crashed it
about this. It's a form of protest.
Yeah, and crashed it. Brilliant. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I thought I think that's genius. I think it's stupid as well, by the way. So if you own a fucking chaffinch, you've got to register it on the website.
I don't think it's about the avian flu.
But so I don't know what it's about, but why would you have to register a bird on a website before, for example, considering what's been in the press in this country over the last few years, registering the fact that you own a dog?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's been so many dog attacks. That's a very good point, actually, because you have to insure your dog.
But let's face it as well. It hasn't been the first 100 days of this.
No, sorry, you don't have to insure your dog. You have to microchip.
You have to microchip. You don't have to insure.
Sorry.
But it hasn't been the most successful first 100 days in office, is it, for this current government? Let's be honest. So, yeah.
Things can only get better.
I'm not sure on that, Luce. I'm not sure on that. Good old fucking Starmageddon.
I was saying to a friend of mine, I don't think there's been a single prime minister that's had an absolute bird course of a term.
The problem is the politicians in this country, I don't know about your home residents, having a lot of news coverage in the US, though I suspect they're probably a similar boat. Problem is, they're all fucking wankers. All of them.
But if you had said to, say when COVID happened, if you'd have said to somebody who was running for Prime Minister, right, you can have a crack at it, but we're going to have a pandemic plus Brexit and all of that, and then the fallout of the pandemic will be going on and on and on and on. But this is your chance to have the prime ministerial title and the salary that goes with it and all the stuff that goes with it. You wouldn't touch it with a barge pole.
I would.
No, oh God, no.
I'd do 30 days, crash the economy, and then take a fucking 110 grand salary for the rest of my life.
No.
Fucking right, I would.
No.
Easy.
No.
Easy.
That'd be a really good research topic, actually. Has there ever been a prime minister that's had nothing go wrong during their term?
Anthony says it's the UK. I'm surprised you don't have to register your forks as lethal weapons. Too true, mate. Too true. No, it's not going to be a politics stream. Don't you worry, Dan. Don't you worry. Thing is, it's not responsible people. That's the problem with anything like that. It is, yeah. Loose of the false propaganda right there.
I'm just the person on a park bench that goes, do you know what? That's all
The
I
world's
am.
mental, isn't it? I feel like if 40k didn't exist, if Warhammer didn't exist, I'd have to dive into something that's escapism. I'd have to. Whether that be video games, whether that be the world of Lego, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to dive into something that's escapism, because the world is a bit of a shitty place in general, on the whole, to be fair. So I feel like I don't know what it would be. So if you know what you would do, if you think you know what you would throw yourself into instead of Warhammer if it didn't exist, postcard it for us. Also, big shout out Danny H, who's just become a Jarl tier member. What a legend. Mordy Hammer, thank you for that 5 at the start. We're on 6, team. The other week at this point, we're on 100 already. Trains, like actual real trains or model trains?
Oh, yeah, model trains is a thing.
Model trains is a thing.
There's a model train shop on Eastleigh.
There's a
Shirley
There's
High
a friend
Street.
of mine, I sort of knew him through Visicast, who
Oh my God.
played 40k loads and then doesn't really play it at all anymore, and Heresy loads, doesn't really play it at all anymore, and his whole channel now is all about model trains.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So like, I think he's converted his attic and he's building, he lives over Portsmouth way, and he's building like Portsmouth Harbour and all the train. It's quite interesting. Yeah, it's good. Reza says sex. Don't lie, mate. You've got to have someone agree to it first. What would last longer, Liam as PM or a pot of Nile oil? I reckon I'd make a great Prime Minister, Mikey, to be honest with you.
I don't envy anyone that wants to go for that job anymore. When I was younger and I was turning 18, so talking about the election was now relevant to me because I was able to cast a vote very soon. I did look at it and I thought, God, that's a job, isn't it? You get to sort of knock about in a really nice suit.
Without 40k, Liam would find escapism in politics.
Do you know what? I'd love to get into politics, but I feel like so many people in so many parts of so many countries want to get into politics for the right reasons. Legitimately. Honestly, believe that. That people that join up and get into politics, I want to get into politics because I look at some of the things, the decisions that are made, the way the country's run, and I think, fucking hell, someone needs to get hold of this with 2 hands, shake them all, and then make better decisions that actually look after people. And I'm sure the majority of people that start off have that same intent at the forefront of their mind. And then things like money corrupts. And that's not what ends up happening. So I'd love to say I'd like to get into politics because I want to make a positive change. But I feel like people then get ground down by the system. They get ground down by how things are currently done. They get ground down by barriers and blockages. And I feel like it just ends up grinding them down to the point where they just become like every other politician, unfortunately. And some are worse than others, don't get me wrong. But I feel like the system saps the desire for people wanting to do good out of the people. And so I feel like I wouldn't want to get into politics because I'd be afraid that that would become me. A person who wants to, even on these streams, wants to do good, wants to entertain people, make people smile, have fun. Like, I don't want... if that started to be ground out of me, I'd struggle to keep doing it, I think, you know? But hey. Kianan, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You beautiful human being. Canon S. Marcy, thank you for 5 more. You beautiful human being. That's 10 more, up to 16. The dizzy heights of 16 fresh-faced, shiny new members. Thank you so much. If you get gifted a membership, Please say thank you to the person who gifted it to you with a personalised, handwritten 3-page letter, stamped and then sealed with a wax seal of your own blood. That's a fair thank you, don't you?
I saw a cool thing about a wax seal.
And then !Discord come and join us in the Great Hall. Okay, Lise, what was your interesting wax seal thing?
There's a programme on BBC about a British boy band that are being put through the K-pop
yeah, you've said about this
thing.
before.
It's actually pretty interesting. And on their last day with the entertainment company, before they get shipped back over here to then sort of launch properly, they're recording their album. Apparently it's custom in Korea that parents give their children a wax seal stamp, and they can use that as their signature instead of
Oh, really?
signing. Yeah, and it's completely personal
We
to
should
them.
create a wax seal stamp.
Isn't that awesome? But then I thought,
That would become a faff, though, for getting our merchandise out.
what about forgery, and how would...
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know.
I'm sure maybe it's an old tradition and nobody really does it anymore, but some do. I thought it was cool.
I mean, it is
Really
cool.
sweet, yeah.
It is cool. Everyone wants their own wax stamp.
I love... Yeah.
K-pop training is fucking terrifying. Yeah, who said that?
Just
Have
imagine
you seen
that.
some of it? Have you watched some of the program?
I've watched all of it. I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, that's what Dan says. K-pop training is fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Imagine that. The next time I get a camera phone in my face from bloody UPS or whatever, I can be like, hold on. I have my wax seal.
You're going to hot wax stamp the UPS man?
I'm not signing anything. I'm going to wax seal it. That's as good as my word, that is.
Marcy says, just a thank you on here is fine. Don't want you to pay to post to New Zealand. We were talking on Wednesday. I'm going to come to New Zealand, Marcy, at some point.
Sorry, Liam, your first instance of dealing with the bureaucratic nonsense, you'd be under review for calling them a coont.
Yeah, but if I was Prime Minister, I'd write the rules, right? So, scrap that rule. Scrap that rule straight away, Glamring. We're allowed to use that word now. Loose Ron Lines is the name of that train shop. Never been in there myself, but feel like I need to.
Yeah, I spotted it the other day on the bus.
Where is it?
It's on Shirley High Street. I said
Oh, okay.
Eastleigh. I'm getting myself all 6s and 7s because I'm tired.
There is one in Eastleigh, though.
But- oh, there you go. That's probably
There is a model shop in Eastleigh. I forgot what it's
Yeah.
called, but yeah. What's on my t-shirt? It's a lion. It's a gym tier t-shirt. Just a lion with a cross of St. George on his face. Their regimes are nuts how they're managed and treated. Lucy talked to us about it, but I've not watched it. I don't think I would want to watch it. Are we doing the 3rd hour of Lord of the Rings this weekend?
Yeah. Does the film finish in this hour?
No.
Oh,
No. Also, Sean was in the Thames the other day saying that he's watched the final of Slow Horses and Oh My Fucking God. And I was like, you stop right there. You shut your dirty whore mouth.
you shut the front door. We're
You
not
shut your
doing
dirty whore mouth. You shut your dirty poop mouth. I don't want to hear it. I want to watch that on the weekend on my own. AC Models, that's the one, yeah, in Eastleigh. How many of you live near us, by the way?
I know.
I feel like the audience is just slowly closing in on us nowadays. Like everyone just knows the local area. Either they are from round here, or they're not from round here, and they're all travelling round. We're like, well, he lives around here somewhere. We'll fucking find him.
Yeah. She mentions Morrison's a lot. I'll just keep going around Morrison's.
Yeah. Yeah. Freya. Hello, everybody and everyone. That's a right Viking name.
Yeah.
Freya. Hey, Freya. Hello. With no H. Yeah. How many of you are just moving closer to us? If Liam got that rule, you'd be known as the Coont PM. Right. We'll start that campaign. Liam for Prime Minister.
Do you know what time it is?
Got a 3.5 year campaign time now. Ba 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 bum bum ba bum. Have you already got it up already as well?
A stakeout in Washington for 100 raccoons.
Did that work? Did you get megaphone loose then? Because I didn't hear it on the headphones. Did it work? I'm in the Waterside area. I grew up near there. I'm very close to Sainsbury's. Look at you! You all live near us! Fucking weird. Really weird. Did you get my megaphone loose? Did it work? Chat. Someone say yes or no. Do you make the Thanes move closer to you? Yeah, it's a rule. It's part of the sign-up process. We did. Okay. So what was the headline again?
It turns out, a stakeout in Washington for 100 raccoons.
Okay.
It turns out it's not very good to feed the raccoons. This
No.
lady started off feeding a couple of them decades ago, and now 100 raccoons turned up and crowded her car, scratched at the car. She had to run into the house. They followed her and they scratched at the front door of the house, hounding her day and night to be fed.
How recent is this?
This is
Like now?
yesterday.
So Liam is a vet that likes trains and schedules. As a vet, I approve.
Yesterday. So it's relevant as well.
Yeah.
Them fucking trash
I mean,
pandas.
it's not quite Wednesday when it was the day.
No, but
But, you know.
you set a standard there that you've
Yeah.
now.
It's fine.
Not
it's
maintained.
my standard. I can break it. It's my standard.
Yeah. So 100 raccoons trashed her car.
No, they've like trashed the garden and they won't leave her alone because she fed a couple of them decades ago.
Don't feed
and
the
they've
pandas.
gone and had babies.
Don't
and
feed
all
the
the
trash
rest.
pandas. Don't feed the trash pandas.
So she's been forced to flee her home.
Thane's move into the commune, yeah. Into the grounds of the church for the new religion that we're starting. Not only will I be the PM, head of a new religion as well. YouTube is global unless we're Liam and it's only for local people. Hence my sub numbers stay so low.
The local people.
The local people.
That's on League of Gentlemen.
Yeah.
That joke.
And then when we all have a Thanes get together, Lucy's walking around like, you're not from round here, are you? You're not from round here.
I kind of want to see not a panda, a
Raccoon? They're bigger than I expected them to be, by a fair amount.
Really?
Yeah, by a lot.
Are they not like the size of a cat?
Bigger.
Much bigger? Like Emmy?
Yeah, not far off.
You're joking!
It was a fucking big old unit.
No.
Either I'm misremembering, but honestly,
Do you know what my friend saw this morning? She swears by this. She saw an ostrich in someone's garden.
there is
morning.
someone local who has an emu. No, it's not an ostrich. She didn't see an ostrich, for fuck's sake.
I know. I said to her, "Stop it." And
There
she
is-
was like,
there
"No,
is-
that's why we're late because we were staring at it."
There is someone local who has an emu because my old barber knew about it locally and used to call it a bin chicken.
Is it?
I don't know why she called it a bin chicken,
Is it
by the
on
way.
Paulette's Lane?
Yes, yeah.
I'm texting her right now.
Yeah, I think it's an
Right,
emu up there, yeah.
Daft sod. It's not an ostrich.
Bigger than a cat, yeah. They are bigger than a cat. Absolutely. Raccoons have horrifyingly human little handsies. It was honestly, we were at Golden Gate Park, and there was me, Adrian, Mel, and Bridger. And we were walking around Golden Gate Park late at night in the dark, and this fucking thing came out across the, and it just looked at me with its face as it walked across the path on all fours, and I was like, "Fuck me!" I was like, because I'd never seen one in real life
Yeah.
before. So obviously to the Americans, it's like, you know, we see these all the time. Trash pandas are everywhere. But for me, I'm like, I've never seen a raccoon, let alone a fucking wild one.
I want to touch it.
And which I did want to touch it. And it started walking across. And I was like, it's a raccoon. And Mel's like, because she knows me, she's like, don't go anywhere near it. Don't fucking touch it. It's like rabies and all sorts. And it just looked at me as it walks. And she's like, it will fucking attack you. And it will do some damage. And I was like, oh.
But it's so fluffy.
I want to cuddle the trash panda. But I wasn't allowed. Yeah. Adorable pests. A badger dog got to register that emu on a government site. Is it a bird? Is an emu a bird? I guess it is.
Have a Google.
Have a Google.
Is it a bird? A flightless bird? Is an...
Some get quite big. It was fucking huge, honestly. I was in Golden Gate Park, right, as well, so it's
bird.
living off everyone's fucking rubbish and trash. So this thing was fucking probably on steroids as well. It was
To be
huge.
fair, it looks a little bit like an ostrich.
Yeah,
I'll
of course
let
it
her
do.
off.
They're basically, it's the same as a, it's the same as a, what we saw the other day, the bouncy mouse. What was it called?
A wallaby.
A wallaby. So it's like a mini kangaroo, right? And an emu is like a mini ostrich.
Well, they turned up late, and her daughter turned up first, and she was like, "Lucy, you're not going to believe the car journey we've just had." And I went, "All right, go on then. What was it?" Well, first there was a rat, and I thought, well, you're never more than 20 feet from a rat, so yeah, not really newsworthy,
Yeah, I
but all
can
right.
believe that, yeah.
And then she went, then there was a flock of birds, and you go,
Geese.
"Aw,
It's the geese.
cute 11-year-old. There's birds everywhere." But,
We were in the
okay.
geese this morning.
Then she went, then we saw an ostrich, and I put my knitting down, and I went, "Stop it." And she went, "No, we did. Stop it."
How very,
You're not pulling my leg today.
how very middle class old lady of you. I put my knitting down and said, "Stop it."
Then her mum sat down and she was like, oh, I brought my knitting too. And I said, isn't it so autumnal that we have to get the needles out?
Is an emu a bird? Fucking really, what else it be? Fuck off, Carl. Would you call a dolphin a fish or a mammal, dickhead?
It's a marine mammal.
Trash pandas can get to like 40 freedom units in weight. Yeah, they're big old bastards. Absolutely. I would love to own a honey badger just to fuck everyone's day up. Yeah. But so an emu is like a small fucking. It's like a mini ostrich. It's like what a bouncy mouse is to a
It's not
kangaroo.
a mini ostrich. It's still massive.
Yeah, it's still big. It's like a mini ostrich. Ostriches are much bigger.
Mini?
Ostriches are much bigger. You can be a mini. If you're a mini dinosaur, you're still bigger than a human, Luce. You're still a mini fucking dinosaur, aren't you?
What dinosaur are we talking
A
about?
Tyrannosaurus Rex. If you're a mini Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Do you know,
right?
T-Rexes aren't actually as big as Jurassic Park made them out to be.
I've been to the National History Museum. I've seen how big they are.
They're not as big. Hollywood made it look much bigger, much more terrifying. They're not that big. There's one that's bigger than the T-Rex.
I tell you what, considering it'd fucking bite you in half, I reckon it's still pretty terrifying, even at the size it is.
Marsander, stop it. Luce will have none of this tomfoolery.
None of this tomfoolery. I put my knitting down.
I actually said today, I'm putting my foot down, kids. It's not happening.
The foot is down.
They were like, we're going to do judo in the park. And I went, no, my foot is down. We're not doing judo in the park. Oh, can we play fight? Play fighting is fine. Rough housing is actually healthy for your age group. No judo.
Play fighting
the foot
is
is
fine.
down.
Play fighting is fine only if you win. If you don't win, you're not coming home.
So the knitting went down. The foot went down.
Yeah.
I parented the shit out of that kid.
It's always
today.
bigger in person, says Dad. Yeah, true. Yeah. If you've seen Sue at the museum, it's gargantuan and terrifying. Exactly. It's big enough to be frightened of a fucking T-Rex, right? Tomfoolery. Yeah. None of that tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. None of those shenanigans.
If you carry on, I'm calling Jeeves. Fucking, what has happened to you? Honestly.
Oh, I'm very tired. I've been mixing up my words all day.
Yeah. What you don't realise is the only reason why she got into knitting was because in Coventry it meant you could legally carry needles. Which are weapons, obviously. My town has so many Canadian geese, they stay here all year. The town is called Goose Creek, and that's a loose fact. It's true, apparently, let's see. It's true. They sell a small part of the meat aboard. What's that from?
I ran over a pair of enormous raccoons in my old Dodge Charger. Took out both bumpers, the skid plates and a bunch of exhaust bits. Over 4K in damage.
$4,000 in damage. That's how big they are.
What was it that you ran over? You say it was
A
a
pair of enormous raccoons.
No, you.
Me?
You said it was a muntjac.
Muntjac,
No,
yes.
it was not. It was a deer.
It wasn't big enough to be a deer.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
God.
If that was a full-size deer, we'd be fucking dead.
Which was why the phone call was all the more amazing to my dad when he went, why aren't you guys in hospital?
Because it wasn't a deer, it was a muntjac.
It was a deer.
That's $2,500 of damage, to be fair. Sure, it wasn't humans. Lucy's become so middle class. She shops in Waitrose. No, Morrison's. We don't go to
Morrison's.
Well, actually, it's not entirely true, Kai. It's not entirely true. We don't do all of the shopping in Morrison's, right?
Do you talk like that?
What happens is, Kai, on a Saturday, she takes the dog for a walk through the countryside to the butcher, right? She goes and sees the butcher, and that's where she gets the meat from. And then on a Wednesday, we have a delivery from the fruit and veg man, locally sourced produce, you know. And then we just go to Morrison's for the odds and sods that you can't get from those two places. Muntjac is a deer. It's a small deer. It's not a proper deer, though. It's not a full-size fucking deer.
I won't stand for this character assassination.
Have I lied at any point? Okay, Jeeves doesn't exist. Have I lied at any other point?
You are framing it in a certain way, and I won't have it.
Butcher! I'm here, Russell!
I don't know if his name's Russell.
Didn't you say his name's Russ?
Yeah, but I don't know
Probably
if it's
Russell, then, isn't it?
Russell. Could be Russ. Some people are christened Sam, not Samuel or Samantha, but Sam.
That's lazy parents. That's what that is.
Saw an ostrich being put down. Although dead, the poor fellow took off for 100 yards, eventually tripped over a ditch, but the legs kept going.
Hey? What? What, mine? We need more details. Luce consults with a European PA who sources the good brie for today's picnic.
Shut up.
She does like a good brie. She does like a good brie. Liam shopping explaining in his soon-to-be PM voice. I could do a PM voice, see? I live in an area that has something called a moose sex corridor. We have a lot of moose here. Brilliant.
Oh.
Brilliant. Amazing. Do you have more mooses than we have members right now?
I'd love to see a moose in real life. They're supposed to be really, really tall.
Would you like to see one loose about this house?
Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
No small dodgy Chinese deer. Should see the cars wrote off by boar here in the forest. I believe it. Boars are fucking solid though, right? I like brie. Luce likes brie so much. She ate a whole wedge of brie during her first pregnancy. After the midwife had specifically told her she wasn't allowed to eat any mould-ripened cheese.
But I thought she meant like Stilton. I didn't realise that brie was mould ripened yet. I now know because you and 5 other squaddies laughed at me for about an hour. So now I know that brie is mould ripened, but I didn't know at the time. And James is fine. Autism is in the gene pool. It's not in the cheese.
I mean, he's no fucking more fucked up than I am, to be fair. So it's possible that cheese had no effect.
And then I didn't eat any mould ripened cheese with Ben, and he's still autistic.
It's
So
just rare steak.
it's nothing to do with the cheese.
Aren't most deer kind of small? Medium. A lot smaller than reindeer and tiny compared to moose. Moose hitting cars is pretty damn deadly. Reindeer don't do much. Yeah, I mean, the worst we in the New Forest locally, the worst we have was New Forest ponies. So, you know, small horses basically. Because if they hit the front of the car and roll up through the fucking windscreen, you probably aren't coming out of it. But then the forest, where I'm from, the forest, when I was a kid, when I was growing up as a child, the New Forest is all one way each way roads.
Yeah.
And it's like the road is just wide enough for 2 vehicles and it's just forest, right? It's everywhere. You've been there, obviously a lot. Just forest. And it used to be fucking... And there's like big dips that go up and down and sharp bends and blind corners and all sorts. And it used to be national speed limit.
That's always baffled me.
So you obviously since you've been down there, it's never been national speed limit. As I was growing up, it was always national speed limit. And what happens, especially in the autumn, spring, and in the winter time, is the tarmac gets sun soaked when the sun's actually up, and so it's warm. And so what the ponies and stuff do, the donkeys, is they go and stand on the tarmac because it's warm. And then what they would also do, there's one area specifically where it drops down, and there's a bridge that goes over, and they used to go and hide under the bridge from things like the rain and stuff as well. So you'd have people coming around the bend at national speed limit, and they're stood in the middle of the road.
Oh,
and there was so many fucking deaths, both of animals and people.
Yeah.
So many, and that's why the speed limit changed. So Liam comparing growing up to the lion himself in Caliban. Yeah, although I had New Forest ponies and donkeys, I think it's quite as bad. There's only one natural predator to the moose, a transport truck.
So Luce tips the Ocado delivery driver. Excuse you, Kai. I do not get it delivered. I go and get it myself.
The fruit and veg?
No, that has to get delivered. The Morrisons and the butcher.
Yeah.
I go and get that.
What about the
because
milk?
I can't go and milk the cow at 3 in the morning, can I?
I'm just saying, chat. I'm just saying. I saw a video with a moose chasing a bear. Were you tripping?
No, he was running fine because he managed to capture it.
Top bants you tonight. Top bants.
Don't make me put my knitting down again. I'll put my other foot down.
This one, I also spoke to the guy today about the discount code, and we should have it soon. This one is blueberry and blackcurrant. It's very nice.
That doesn't sound like it would go.
It does. And then the other one I have, I think the one behind me on the shelf. Hang on. Oh. That's blueberry and blackcurrant. And that one up there that they sent me is sour cherry, more sour cherry. And then out there I've got another one which is something and lemon.
Yeah.
Blackberry and lemon.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Are all of these quite sour?
Not really. This one isn't. The sour cherry's relatively sour, but not like it's not even like tang-fastic sour. It's just nice. Hop on! Fuck, we did some more members, chat. Yeah! We did some more members, team. Thank you so much for 5 gifted, man.
Hubris is with me. Luce can't milk a cow at 3 a.m. as it would mean she wasn't back in time to iron at 6 a.m. And I love my 6 a.m. ironing.
I don't.
I love it.
I don't, to be fair. Moose kill over 400 people a year. See, they're the real slaughterers. You don't want to see a moose unless you have a big gun. If Lucy's put her feet down, she'll walk off. What's the flavour? I heard blueberry. It's blueberry.
Blueberry and custard.
Blueberry and blackcurrant, John. What's the ABV? The ABV is 15%. 15% is the ABV. Do you know what ABV stands for?
AVB.
ABV.
ABV. Average.
Nope.
Absolute.
Nope.
Alcohol.
Yep.
BV. Alcohol.
It's not alcohol bacterial vaginosis either.
Oh, that sounds.
Yeah.
Need a cream for that.
You just get. And a scoop. A is alcohol.
B. Bar.
No.
Or bottle.
No.
Brew.
No. This is the stream now.
Alcohol. Base.
No.
Is V volume.
Yes.
So alcohol, something volume. Is it a unit of measurement? The B.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, we have a man on the staff who we tip generously when he picks up the in-season fruit and veg hamper. He's called Hake.
She murdered all the names in that. By the way, Kai, thanks for attending. It's alcohol by volume.
Oh. I was
Yeah.
overthinking it.
Yeah. And then you times the quantity in millilitres, I think it is, by the alcohol by volume percentage, and then times that by 0.001, and that gives you how many units
Oh.
of alcohol. There you go. I learned something today. Alcohol British volumes. How piss is going to get you is essentially what it is, Garsty, yes. Essentially. But you take the amount you drink and you times it by the percentage, and then you times it by 0.001, and it gives you how many units it is.
Oh.
Facts. So, like, if you take a 25 centilitre, or 25 centilitres? If you take a shot of, like, 40% rum, you times it by the 40%, you times it by the 0.001, it works out at 1 single unit for a short of, like, rum. 1 unit.
So the rum, was it called Pusser's rum?
Pusser's rum, that's not 40% though, is it? That's a lot stronger, I think.
But that's a gunpowder rum?
Gunpowder rum, yeah. And that's about how they used to test the strength. I can't remember the exact story, but that's about how they used to test the strength, essentially. They used to mix it with gunpowder, and if it ignited, it was strong enough or something. I think it was that way round.
That's too strong.
Oh no, it's nice. Just want to check if that list was good. Want to send it off before the weekend. Yeah. And there's a lot there though, dude. If you're happy with it, then yeah. Just sub the math, get it down your neck, exactly. Cycling back from the gym. Oh look, a baby moose on the road. How cute. Oh, more moose standing by its side. What the fuck? Full-grown male moose looking at me. And he shat my pants. Dude was big. I've never seen a moose. Moose.
About this hoose?
About this house. Yeah, well, there you go. We have talked about animals for a bit. It's a typical Friday stream.
There you go. Boom.
There you go, boom. All because of the fucking raccoons in America.
See? I bring you the news and it brings us together.
But there's something to talk about, yeah, it does. It does indeed, yes. Joe,
Loose luncheons in Pret-a-Manger and tips only 50s to Tarquin, her personal barrister.
it's true. It's true.
I've never been inside a Pret-a-Manger, however you say it. I can't do it. I can't go inside coffee shops when I'm either not with you or with another friend. It's because I just think it's extortionate for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee that I can get for free at home.
But you can't.
It has to be a treat for me. It has. Oh, we're here. This is a nice day out. Let's go and. I won't do it on my own.
I went and had a coffee today. I bought one for my barber as well.
But I would still see that as I'm getting my friend one, so I'll have one. I just can't agree with the. What was it I bought the boys yesterday? They asked for some chips at the park yesterday. Nearly £4 for chips.
It's £4 for a coffee.
Part of me died when it was nearly a tenner for 2 portions of chips for the boys.
It was £4 for a coffee. It cost me £8 for 2 cappuccinos for Ben and I.
I can't do. Why? I can't do it.
It was a nice cappuccino, to be fair. Everything's expensive now, though, isn't it? That's the problem. Everything's so expensive now. I genuinely think that there is a strong possibility, or there could be a strong possibility, that I would flat become a hermit nowadays.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity. I mean, because of the businesses I'm trying to build, I can't just flat become a hermit. But I think I could quite comfortably be like, you know what? I'm gonna make everything at home. Like, I've been looking recently. I was looking on the Amazon Prime Day deals. What I've decided I really want now, which is an extravagant purchase that we don't need. What I really want now is a proper coffee machine for at home. We have to like grind the beans and then you like make it like actually like artisanal coffee. You actually have to craft the coffee. I've decided I want one, and part of the reason is legitimately because I really like proper made coffees, not instant coffee. Or I like proper made coffees more than just fucking filter coffee. I don't hate filter coffee, but you know. And I am a little bit like £4 or £5 a time. So if it's £500 for a coffee machine, you've got to have what is it? £4 or £5 a time, 10, 50 to 100 coffees, and you've made your money back pretty much.
So if you save up and get this Fandango coffee machine, and you're like, Brom, come over, we'll do coffee. I'll show off my new machine. I'm gonna have to text him and be like, Brom, bring your wallet. He's trying to make his money back on us.
I'm going to charge him!
Yeah, bring your wallet.
Charge him for a venti.
Do you remember your mum tried to charge me 50p for a bag of sugar?
Yeah, because she overbought it from fucking Costco.
She had like a sugar cupboard.
Yeah. I really want a fancy coffee machine, chat. Members, go. Liam Hipster Coffee Snob Inbound. No, you won't find me drinking oat milk or any of that shit.
I even take my own soup to the park now because I will not pay cafe prices. Had my soup and my crackers.
Of course you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Next to your knitting.
Next to I did, yeah. I'm on my 8th attempt at socks.
Give up.
No.
Fucking hell.
No, I'm gonna get it.
What are you knitting socks for, a spider?
Every time I get it a little bit wrong and I have to undo it, I have actually learned a little bit more along the way, or it was an extra bit of practice on a thing I already knew how to do. So I'm not seeing it as defeat.
It's never wasted. It's never wasted time. Never wasted time.
Yeah.
Coffee machine sounds like a business expense for the shop. We will have one for the shop, yeah, eventually. Just drink mead or wine. I fucking love mead. I absolutely fucking love mead. I would like to drink mead more often, but because it's quite alcoholic, I can't. You're planning on walking the path of damnation, then? What do you mean? Why? Then he'll be back to paint Eldar and forget coffee. No, I like my coffee quite a lot nowadays, actually. I got really into coffee when we were on nights at Siemens.
Yeah.
We had some beautiful filter coffees and a lovely cafetiere. It was really good.
I have my night shift promise to myself: do not have coffee until around 2 in the morning, because the crash.
Circadian low?
Yeah, the circadian low mixed with, although you've had coffee, say if you have one at maybe 6 in the evening,
yeah,
because you're about to go on shift, I would then start crashing around 2.
Yeah. Well, you naturally would anyway,
So-
because your circadian low.
Yeah.
It's about then.
So when I'd get my circadian low, then have the coffee, because otherwise the wall between about 2 in the morning and maybe 4 in the morning, that wall is really difficult to push through. But then by 5:30, then I start feeling a bit sort of delirious and sweaty and nauseous, and then it's like, just get through the next 2 hours and then you can go home. And handovers, some of them I don't even remember doing. I'm pretty sure I sleepwalked my way through a handover.
Knives sucked, to be fair.
Yeah. And it always baffles me why a skeleton staff on a night shift, and I know it's budget, but statistically the most fires happen, the most accidents happen. Oh, it's baffling. It's terrifying, really. They're overstaffed during the day, chronically understaffed.
Kai says, I want to buy a van and deck it out and just live out of that and drive around the country. There was a thing I saw on social media earlier about, is this every man's dream? And there's a wooden log cabin in the middle of this like wooded area, and then like as you look out the windows, it's just green grass, and then the wooded area. So all you can see is woods, but you've got a big plot. And I was like, I can confirm yes. That is what. Give me fast internet in there, fancy coffee machine, comfy beds, fucking beautiful. We'll still get Tarquin delivering the fruit and veg.
Shut up! His name's not Tarquin.
Making fancier and fancier coffees. I'm into it. I'm there for it. I like fancy coffees. I want more fancy coffees. I have an incredible like travel mug that I drove 2.5 hours to fucking Birmingham, and I got there and the coffee and it was still hot. My travel mug is good. I'd like to make more of my fancy travel mugs full of coffees.
I do. Yes, it's penny pinching to take things like soup and your own tea and coffee to the park. But yesterday, the little kiosk at Southampton Common was closed. So we all had to walk down to the cafe anyway. Not a wasted trip, the toilets are there, so you shove all the kids in the toilet. Yeah, I was a bit smug sat there like, oh, I've got my soup. Oh, what's that? What's that? The kiosk is closed. Oh, terrible. I've got my soup.
You're not doing yourself any favours here, Lise. I'm not going to lie to you.
But if the kiosk is closed, that toilet is closed as well.
Anyway, chat, we stopped talking about what you do if Warhammer didn't exist. Make artisanal coffees.
What's the difference between a coffee and an artisanal coffee?
Well, so a coffee is just a coffee, isn't it? So
Yeah.
so you could get a spoonful of fucking Nescafe instant, pour water on it, you've made a coffee.
Right.
You haven't made a coffee though, essentially. You've just poured it on fucking instant beans, but you've made coffee. Artisanal is more like you've ground the beans yourself, you've made your shot of espresso yourself, you've warmed the milk yourself, you've actually made the coffee.
You don't really know what you're doing though. You're still just going through the motions. If you've roasted the beans yourself and you've measured out and you've really,
that's even more artisanal, isn't it? 100%. Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I'd probably give that one the title of artisanal versus
Fucking hell, she's so fucking pretentious nowadays.
Just, and you're like,
If coffee didn't exist, I'd paint less Warhammer. Fair. £10 is the difference between what? Coffee hipster loose. I know, yeah. Artisanal coffee is made by a guy with a beard and tattoos. Facts, Dan. Facts. How many people are going to turn up tomorrow for Liam Builds Lego? Anyone? Anyone give a shit? They're a quiet bunch tonight, Luce.
I think we're all tired.
Oh.
We're all
Are
tired.
you going to sing the name, or do I just say thank you?
I've just had to reload. Oh, Demendalo, do 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 do. Demendalo, do 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 do.
Thank you, Evan, for basically tripling our membership total tonight, up to 31, you beautiful human being. Thank you so much, Evan, you legend. I love you dearly. 31 of the finest beans. What a legend. What a hero. What a man. What a guy. Get the Sage machine with a built-in grinder. It was either Sage I was looking at, or what was the other one? Remember the name of the other one?
What's that?
The coffee machine I was looking at. It was Sage, or there was another one, another name that... No working. Oh, James. Like, excited to see Lego Baradeur. I'm so looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to building it for fucking ages. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I feel like I should... Someone from the audience bought it for us. And so I felt compelled to do something with it that wasn't just I'm building it for myself because I'm greedy. Where is it? Electricals. Is it electricals? Home appliances.
Ah, it's Carl's daughter's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, Carl's daughter. How old is she, Carl? Where's home and garden? Cooking and dining.
What's this?
I'm trying to find this coffee machine now.
It would probably be in home because it's not really.
Cookware and bakeware, drinkware and glassware, food prep, serveware, kitchen utensils, kitchen bins. Let's just type in coffee. Coffee machine. Coffee machine. Go. Sage, not Sage. It was it DeLong? DeLongy? Might have been DeLongy was the one we were looking at, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking so expensive though. So expensive. But yeah. Thank you so much, Evan, for 10 gifted, you fucking beautiful human. I'd watch the Lego stream if I wasn't attending a Spearhead tournament. Well, that seems like it's your problem, that, especially. Starts at 11-ish, yeah, roughly, probably. 6 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Aria?
Yeah.
Aria. Good. I said it right.
6 is a lovely age. I think you have your terrible 2s and kind of terrible 3s, and then trusting 4s, and then when they're 5.
Robin, thank you for 5 gifted memberships, you legend. Up to 36. We're waking up there. Look at that go. Go on, member train. Choo choo, motherfucker. If Warhammer didn't exist, my store would be 40% smaller and I wouldn't have spent an ungodly amount of money since 1996 on my now 1940k armies, 4 AOS, and 4 Warhammer Fantasy Battle Old World armies. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a lot, Harborn, to be fair, mate. That's a lot. Thank you so much, Robin, for the 5 gifted. You're a legend. We're up to 36 now. We might actually make it to halfway before the end of the night. Maybe. Heading to Oxford Street tomorrow. Try out that Carnicero. I don't know what that is. Oxford Street's got Mexico. That's great. Ed Flay, thank you for the 1 gifted. You legend. Up to 37. This is what we're doing now. This is it. There's 144 people watching right now. If every single person gifted just 5 members, just round out your weekend with a nice cheeky little £25 5-member dono. We all go home happy. Everyone. You, me, Luce, Tarquin. I'd sleep more if you didn't exist. Me too. Although I wouldn't be doing this.
True.
James was talking to me today. I played like an hour of Battlefield earlier. Once I was finished doing some work, I was like, hour of Battlefield before dinner. Have some dinner. Get ready for stream. And he said to me, because he likes his video games, and he said to me, do you really like playing video games? I was like, I do, yeah. I don't get to do it anywhere near as much as I'd like, really, in the grand scheme. He said, why didn't you do YouTube for video games instead? I said, I probably would have rather in the early stages. But the difference is the competition in the video game space on YouTube is fucking astronomical.
Yeah.
The number of people that are out there that are doing it, and the majority of the people that are making money out of it, that are just flat doing it better than I'll ever do it, is mad. I was like, so that's why I do Warhammer, because there was a smaller market at the time, a smaller audience, but that meant that it's easy to be discovered. He said, would you swap? I was like, probably not now, no. I'd like to do both, but I wouldn't swap. If it was like if it was like, don't do Warhammer YouTube anymore, only do gaming YouTube, I was like, I probably wouldn't swap that. I think I'd rather just do this. But it's interesting. I think he's asking questions because what does every 11-year-old in the world want to do when they grow up?
Do you know what? He's kind of swung in and out of wanting to be a YouTuber. He wanted to be a policeman for a bit, and then he thought about being a chef for a bit, and then YouTubing has kind of always been a dip in and out of career for him. And I think because he's seen some of the awful comments that other YouTubers get when he's on YouTube looking at Minecraft stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they'll do a video about, oh, so I had this troll on here and whatever. And then when he was on Roblox for a little bit,
Yeah.
which he's not allowed.
A bit of
anymore.
cyberbullying going on.
Yeah, a bit of cyberbullying. And kids are just fucking vile now, especially when there's no consequence, because you would just never say it to their face.
I'm glad. So when I started YouTube, I tried to do video gaming. I'm glad I ended up going this route, to be honest with you.
But now,
I think the people. If I watch YouTube nowadays, I watch typically video game streamers because I don't want to watch 40k streamers because that's what I do. And even watching the audiences and the comments in here, there's a lot of people that come up in chat where I know something about them. There's a relationship we have, and granted, I have 150 people watching, and these people have like over 1,000 people watching. There's a relationship you build with the small. I know you don't like the idea of 300-400 people in an audience. You prefer the smaller size audience, and I do actually prefer the personal touch that.
My son, who is 6, has taken an interest in Warhammer and painted his first mini. Any tips on how I can play a very simple game with him?
Just crush him, Robin. Just crush him. It's the only way they learn. There is no participation medals. There's just shame if you lose. That's hard. Is it 40k specifically? AOS easy, 40k difficult. Oh. So what is it? Is it 40k or is it AOS, Robin? Lord Llewellyn says, perfect. YouTube sent me here from Valrak. We're like a shitter, smaller Valrak. You'll get more attention from me though because we're a shitter, smaller Valrak. We've got no leaky stuff though. We don't do that thing, right? God, I'm stupid. I just asked my missus what cyberbullying is. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. Chat, show Kai what cyberbullying. No, I'm joking.
Well, he was only on Roblox for I think he went on it a couple of years ago, and then we came off it because I think we dodged a bullet of a not very nice grown up on there.
Yeah.
And then he put forward a really intelligent argument about, well, actually, Mum, I've been on the internet for a while now, and your fear of Roblox is that I have access to the wider world and it's not very safe. But really, I've been on the internet for a while because Spider-Man has access to the internet, or I don't know, all of these games. And I'm horrified going, what? You can get on the internet on those? Yes, Mum, I can, but I chose not to because you've told me not to. But I would really like to speak to my friends on Roblox, yada, yada, yada. I think he was on there for a week. Yeah. And just the absolute sewage that was coming through.
It's not nice.
So, and even he came downstairs and he said that he'd had comments like, your mum's going to die and then your grandma will have to raise you because your dad will leave you. Like, really, I said to him, this is very specific cyberbullying, what's going on here.
Robin says, yes, it's 40k. So to teach 40k, the first thing I would do is limit it to a single squad. No characters, single squad. So let's say he's into Space Marines, 5 intercessors. Let's say you're into orcs, 10 orcs. That's it, right? Simple squad, bit of movement blocking terrain, nothing that you can move through, or just some fucking Pringles cans and egg boxes in the way. Just single squad. Get him to do the basics of a move, a shoot, which is a hit, a wound, a save, allocate damage, and maybe as far as the same bit in the fight phase. Single squad. Once he's got those rules down, I would be, at that point, quite wary of going much bigger than a couple of squads each because he's 6. When you're ready, or you think he's ready, maybe a year or 2, layer in a single character. One that can join one of those squads.
I think kids are no more or less cruel than they have ever been. The difference is now there is no escape at home because the abuse follows you online.
100% agree with that one, Grandma. Thank you for the 5, dude. 100% agree.
Well,
so couple of squads, add a character. Once you've added a character, and not a psyker, not a librarian, just like a captain or something. So add a character, same detail. And then what you do is once you get to a point where he's comfortable with the thing you've added in, you add in something slightly bigger again. So maybe once you've added in a character, you might add in bikes or a dreadnought or something like that. Arnold says it as well. The peachy way of teaching was everything's a 4+. Everything's a 4+ all the time for everybody. 4+ to hit, 4+ to wound, 4+ to save. Everything's a 4+ all the time. And then what you're doing then is you're just getting the basics of playing with plastic twist soldiers on the table down, and you'll hook them in. And then you can start teaching them. Well, actually, they're ballistic skill 3+. Actually, they've got a 3+ save, but it's AP2, and you can start adding that in. But there's 6, right? So careful. James, how old was James when he started to learn Age of Sigmar?
Oh,
It was home ed, so it was within the last 4
maybe
years.
like 9.
So like 2 years ago.
9, yeah, maybe.
I think he really struggled with it because it went big, too fast. I think it put him off. I think he got to a point. I think he got to a point where he was playing people. Luce went with him, so she knows it better than me. But I think he's getting to a point where he's playing people where things were happening. He was like, I just don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
He was also playing with teenagers.
Yeah.
Because no other 9-year-old wants to play AOS.
Kiss as always. Keep it simple, stupid straight away, right? So just keep it super, super simple. Because if you layer in terrain rules and actions and secondaries and Leviathan mission pack at 6, you're just going to put him off. You're just going to put him off immediately.
Saw an interview with a bunch of internet safety experts, and they all agreed that Roblox was the single worst thing you could let your kid play.
Yeah, Roblox is horrific.
When James came down and he said, right, that's it, they've just said all of these things. And some of the stuff made him upset, and some of it he was like, whatever, you don't even know me. But he came down and he said, I'm coming off Roblox. You don't need to take it back off me.
We're incredibly lucky that we have a very mature young lad who eventually got given access back to it and then came back down and said, no, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, and even he commented of every single conversation on there, they either want something, and when you don't give it to them, then they're mean, or they're just mean straight away.
Yeah.
There's no...
If Robin says, thanks for all the tips, really appreciate it, I like the concept of everything is 4+. If you do everything as 4+, what you can do at that point, if you do everything as 4+, what you can do is you can do 5 Space Marines versus 5 Orcs, or 5 Guardsmen versus 5 Eldar, or whatever it is he wants to play, and everything's 1 wound and everything's 4+, because they're completely equal in stat line. Completely equal. So because they're completely equal, you don't have to worry about him going, hang on, I've got 5 Space Marines and Dad's got 20 Orcs. You don't have to worry about that because everything's 4+. So just strip out, like, if you think about what AOS sort of did with Spearhead compared to Big AOS, they stripped out all the complicated rules and just left the basic ones in there. That's the kind of direction I'd try and go with it. But because he's 6, I'd go even simpler again. Well, I think sometimes we can be really blown away by what our 6-year-olds can do and what our 7-year-olds can do. And sometimes we then, I think, can overcomplicate things and overstimulate or overcomplicate things for them and realise, actually, they're still 6, you know. Anything that lets no accountability strangers openly communicate with my kids is a big no. Yeah, 100%.
One thing that kind of made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up when James first went on Roblox, because on the face of it, it looked very Minecrafty. So I thought, oh, this looks familiar. Minecraft is pretty safe. So, okay. Was that at the time, he's not on it now. He's not been on it for a while, so it's probably all changed. But the last time I saw it was you can use emojis to communicate instead of text. So the aubergine would come up, the love heart would come up. And
what is wrong with people?
And then there was, James had made a house, and he was like, Mum, come check out my house. So I went and seen his house, and there was another person in his house, and I said, well, how can they get in here? And he was like, oh, they can just come into the house. And this character put themselves on James's bed, so I was already like, do. Why is this person? Why would you go straight to the bed?
Because people are weird.
And make believe why?
Because people are weird.
But you know where your mind goes as an adult of, oh my god,
this is the problem, right?
Glambring DM me in Discord to send you pics from the Hatchet magazine learning section aisle. They seem good. Got 3 years to wait myself to try it C4 RTU5.
Oh, bless you, Adrian. Thanks, man. What a legend. The thing is, right, when you were a kid growing up and you were 6, 7 or 8, and you were all playing, did you ever, as young boys and girls, all the same age, I'll clarify, you fucking would, before you start making comments, especially you, Carl, did you ever play like husbands and wives and stuff like that?
No, we used to play things like British Bulldog.
I think
Sardines.
Lots of kids have done that sort of stuff in the past,
yeah, or
right?
Lego.
But that's fine when they're both 6.
Yeah.
Because it's completely innocent. It's no different to a 6-year-old girl who pushes dollies round. It's innocent, really, right? She's pushing a dolly round because she's what Mum does.
Yeah.
So, I think it's completely innocent. So there is a possibility on a game like Roblox, if there's 2, 6, 7 or 8-year-olds, that they're doing digitally what kids used to do in person. It's possible. The problem is we have no idea if the individual behind the character that's doing what you described is in fact the same age or a year older, a year younger, 10 years older, 20 years older, or a creepy old fat 50-year-old.
And I've drummed it into James, do not give over personal information on the internet at all.
Fucking Jesus.
So whenever people...
Kai tonight
Kai.
looks like Grandad Kai. Didn't know what cyberbullying is. Didn't know what a mine raft is.
But James had somebody ask him his name, and when he said nope, and they said how old are you, and he put nope, and then he said where do you live, and he put nope. Oh, that's it, the profanity.
Yeah, but I'm
that
glad
came at him.
our son did what he
Yeah.
did, because we taught him that as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, so you know, keep your kids safe, chat. Get him into Warhammer.
Yeah, get him into it now. James loves chess,
He fucking loves chess.
so he'll play chess all the time.
And the amount of times he comes up to me, he goes, "Can you play with me?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Actually, hang on. What do you want to do?" He's like, "Play some chess." I was like, "Yes, I'll do that. I'm into
Yeah.
that. That's fine." There you go. Could be a kid, but it could be Joe. Exactly, Ash.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now, and for me, the same rule as no games consoles in bedrooms. Keep it in a communal area so that
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to burst in on him because he shut his bedroom door. You know, give him the respect and knocking everything. So to save me from bursting in on him, I'm going to put the console in a communal room.
Yeah. Although it kind of annoys me, but yeah. But it only annoys me because I want to sit at the TV in the living room and watch TV. But you know, I'd rather they were safe. So, anywho, we got 10 minutes, chat, before the end of the stream. Can we make halfway for membership goal? Look at my little sad puppy dog face. Is that believable? What do I have to do? The lip?
Yeah.
Right. It's 152 people in chat. We hit 100 likes. You're amazing. If everyone who likes also does a membership, we'll probably get to halfway. Get them to 40k, they'll be safer but always broke, which means they'll also be safe from drugs.
Yeah, can't afford to get
Can't
into
afford
it.
drugs
Yeah.
because plastic. Look at that. Right, I did my sad lip for you. That should get us to halfway, right? Come on.
I was saying to Jim Jam that I'm really sad that we can't raise him in the world when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. I loved being a kid.
Yeah,
I was a kid in a great era.
yeah.
Andrew Cameron, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Also, postcards right now. The best thing about when you were a kid. What's your best thing about being a kid, Luce?
Probably the typical
Andrew,
coming
thank you so
home
much.
when the street lights went on. No mobile phones. So there'd be this daisy chain of kids slowly getting back to one another that would eventually be mum and dad.
Why does the camera make Gandalf look like you robbed a Jesus statue from the Rev?
Have you seen Gandalf? I'd get him out. I'll get him out at some point and show you. Not once I've been drinking mead all night. Ash, thank you for 1 gifted. The Springies, thank you for 1 gifted membership. Andrew, thank you so much for 10 gifted, man. That's incredible. Wee Man, thank you for 5 gifted. We got halfway at least. Just. Rough night tonight. Thank you so much, man. What a legend. Thank you, Wee Man. Love you. Andrew, you're a hero.
I think I just miss as well that everybody knew each other. You'd be in each other's houses and all the mums would sit on the front step with their cups of tea.
Mar
chatting
Sander,
to
thank you for the 1
each
gifted.
other.
I miss loads of things.
Everyone
I miss.
would chat to each other.
I miss. I saw a thing popped up on. I think it might have been. It's like Twitter or Instagram the other day. And I was watching it, and I don't normally watch this kind of thing. And I was like, it just basically described my childhood. Like, and it was like the only time you're connected to the internet was when you were sat on a computer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not connected to the internet. Gaming together meant multiple people sat in the same room,
Yes.
right? On multiplayer with big split screens. Coming home was when the streetlights went on. I
Yeah.
miss me. We used to go. We had a little local woods near us, where I'm from. Morty Hammer, thank you for the 1 gifted. Adrian, thank you for 1 for gifted. Oh my God, come on, team, we can do it. And we used to go in those woods and build dens and all sorts. And I fucking climbing into bushes and climbing up trees. And we had. If I think about the boundaries that we had in terms of distance as children.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be mortified if I thought James at this time was going that far. When I was 11, I was going that far.
I think the trouble is now, all the kind of playing fields or the woods have either been turned into housing estates or roads, which has made the residential roads busier. There's just more cars on the road in general now. Then you've got your e-scooters. Parks are now drug meeting areas.
Andrew says, I think the big thing is a sense of community doesn't exist anymore, which, I'll be honest with you, Andrew, this is going to sound cheesy as fuck. I'll be honest with you, I completely agree with you, which is part of the basis in which Luce and I have tried to build this channel on. Community doesn't exist anymore at all. It just doesn't. And so one of the things we've tried to do, and I know it seems a bit weird because we do it digitally with Discord and WhatsApp, and we do it with a YouTube audience for people that are in New Zealand and Australia and Canada and America and the UK and France and Germany and all over the like Scandinavia. But that sense of community is gone. And so that's always been, both when I started this channel, when I built DZ, when I'm now building this, is we've tried to build community, although albeit digital, because I miss that sense of community. Mm-hmm. We used to know all of our neighbours, all of them. Yeah. If our ball went in someone's garden and broke a plant, they knew which house to come to and say, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Also, chat. Thank you, Ghastly, for the one gifted. Thank you for everyone who jumped on the membership train and gifted. You're all amazing. Easton Jones. 50 gifted memberships. 50.
Did you hear it?
I can hear it, but it's a pretty pathetic slap right now, I'll be honest.
Okay, you ready? I'm gonna salute. You ready, Easton? Did you hear that?
He'll hear the hope that you have for him, though.
I hope that the next time you buy a duck wrap from Aldi, you don't need to call in sick for work.
Wow. 50 gifted, that's what he got. I think if he's gifted 50 memberships, he's not buying duck wraps from Aldi.
I know, you looked pretty grey around the gills.
I was bad.
It's a decent hope.
I was bad. Community doesn't exist like it used to. It's way more fractured, but community still exists. Yeah, I agree. But what's what we're trying to do? Here's what we're trying to build. Easton, thank 50, man. I was like, we'll get to halfway. I'll be okay with that. It's been a good week. I'm happy. We've got the Lego stream tomorrow. It's fine. Easton comes in, undoes his zipper, and flops his dick out. Amazing. What a legend. Thank you so much, man. What a fucking hero.
What do you miss about?
Everything. So when I was a kid, the one thing that makes me a bit sad nowadays is the way that they are when they have any kind of free time. Especially when they have their actual days off. When we were kids, we had PlayStations. We never always had the latest PlayStation. We had PlayStations. My dad used to restrict the time we were allowed to play on the PlayStation, and we'd get like an hour or 2 hours. The thing is, I mean, it's slightly different for me and my brother because we were 2 years apart, whereas our kids are 4 years apart. But if we had 2 hours on a PlayStation, our kids, right? Just so you know, chat, our kids, if they get 2 hours on PlayStation, one of them gets an hour, the other one gets an hour. They play the games that they want to play, which is fair because they don't want to play the same games always. If Ash and I got 2 hours, we'd be playing together the whole time for 2 hours on the PlayStation.
So I think this is a really unfair comparison that you draw upon because as the boys are home ed, they don't do.
No, of course.
They don't do their learning and then clock off, and they have never thrown things at me like when I see kids on a playground throw their bag at mum on a Friday, gesturing, carry that, I'm tired. If it was me, you pick that fucking bag up now. I am not a slave. We're all tired. So, because they're home ed, they do... It's difficult to explain. They do all the shit that schooled kids don't see because they're here the whole time. So I let them have their day off because I need the day off as well.
But there's something which is fine. But when their day off is just playing video games all fucking day, it makes me a bit sad. And they deserve to do what they want to do. And modern day children, that's what they want to do. They're not different to any other kids. But when we were kids, we would spend hours upon hours upon hours literally fucking knee deep in Lego. And I remember rainy days in our house up in our converted attic. We weren't just put in the attic, to be fair. with Lego all over the floor, and that was what we would do for fun. But that's because Dad said to us, because we were old-fashioned. Dad was quite old-fashioned. Dad was like, you only have an hour on the PlayStation. I miss, we would rush home from school. You'd be riding home from school or walking home from school, talking to your friends about what time you were going to go and try and meet them. Not that you had any real concept of time as a kid anyway. Get home, throw your dinner down your face, and you'd be out in the woods in the forest. And like you said, you'd be waiting for you'd literally be waiting for streetlights to go on before you're like, oh, got to go home. I'm going to get told off.
I don't know. I think if we were kids now, we'd be just like the boys.
No, I agree with you. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I'm not arguing, Lise. I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying.
Then I don't understand what your sadness is. If you admit if you were a kid now, you'd be the same.
I don't understand how you don't understand what my sadness is. Because my sadness is they're never going to have that childhood that I had. Because what's available to them now and what hooks them now is different to what we had access to back then. They're never going to get... And if we were kids now, we would be doing what they're doing, absolutely. Yeah. But they're never going to get the experience that we had back then. They're never going to... Like, I was at 11, I'd be out playing in the evenings after school. He's never going to do that because he doesn't want to. And because the world's a fucking dangerous place nowadays, unfortunately. Mm. And that's what I'm sad about, is they're not going to experience that. No, I'm not sad that the choices that they're making, because I'd make the same choices.
Yeah, I was about to say, you are the parent.
They don't have the situation. They don't have access to the situation or the circumstances that we had access to back then.
Yeah.
There's lots of little... I can get really fucking... I can get really picky with it. There's lots of little things that I think are negative now. If I was their age, I would be doing this. I would be making the same choices as them. They don't ever have to sit through adverts.
I think that is such a shame.
Right? It is. We all fucking we all fucking hate adverts. I don't put ads on YouTube content because I fucking hate adverts.
I love adverts.
But if you were to sit down and wait for a program to watch, one, you'd have to wait for the fucking program to watch. You couldn't miss it. You'd be like, what time's that program on? 8 o'clock tonight. Got to be set down 8 o'clock, right? Got to be. And then you'd be sat there, and if it wasn't on like BBC, for example, you'd be sat there and you'd have to wait till the fucking 15-minute break before you go for a pee.
Yeah.
Right, and that's when the show got to that particular break, everyone would be up and off to go to the toilet or they'd fill up the drink. And
isn't it funny that companies used to pay millions to get an advert on? No one's in the room.
Everyone's fucked off.
Someone's making coffee. Right? Someone's letting the dog out. One more's in the toilet. There's a
degree of, I guess, kind of patience and stuff that our teachers as well. That we now have to teach in a different way, and we are teaching patience still. But we have to teach in a different way. There's just lots of little, and I'm being nitpicky. There's lots of little things like that I'm like, we used to. As a family, we would frequently be sat around the TV on a Saturday evening for fucking shit TV like Noel's House Party or Generation Game.
When Gladiators is on, we sit down together and we watch it. When we did get into Michael McIntyre's Big Fat Show or The Big Show or something like that. We like that one. We like the variety stuff. So we still sit down. It's just that there comes a time of year when there's just nothing good on. You kind of have to wait for,
and that's part of the problem, though. So back in the past, back in my day, if there was nothing good on, you'd find something to watch because you had to. Now, if there's nothing good on, you fuck off to Netflix or Amazon or Apple TV or Disney, and you go and find something that you like and you put it on. Like Ben is 7. He'll think nothing of going and finding a film that he likes on any of those services that we have, any of the ones that we have, and he'll find it. So it's not like he's going to go, what's on TV that I can watch? He'll go, I'll find something. If you say to him, you can't have games, you can have TV, he will find something to watch without doubt, no matter what. And he hasn't got to settle for, I'll watch Motorway Cops because that's what's on right now. He hasn't got to settle for that at all. And I kind of miss that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you'd sometimes find some right gems.
I got really sad the other day because they took Krang TV off air.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the theme tune to me getting ready for school for 5 years. We'd get up, we'd go downstairs, have breakfast. Dad would wake us up in the morning. Mate, he was a fucking arsehole as well. He used to walk in, main light on, bang straight away. Like, fucking hell, right? He wouldn't like. He'd get the heating would come on. The heating would come on at like 5 o'clock in the morning for like an hour to warm the house through. It's not enough in the middle of winter, right? It'd come on for like an hour to warm the house through. He'd walk in at like 6:30, bang, light on, like fuck, and then he'd walk up to your curtains open, window open. You're like,
Wait,
Fucking
so
hell, it's
hold
cold.
on. He'd turn the heating on and open
So he'd
the
walk,
window.
yeah, get the fresh air in.
So
You just warm the
why-
house up, you fucking lunatic.
Yeah, okay, right.
So,
go
they,
on.
so they, right, get your uniform on. You're like, actually, like this, fucking on the floor. Jesus Christ. So you'd pull your duvet off. You'd be like, fucking Jesus Christ. It's freezing. You climb out of bed, fucking trousers, shirt, tie, fucking jumper on at that point because I'm like, it's still cold. You go downstairs, have your breakfast, sit at the table, eat your cereal, and then as we were getting ready for school, or his mum was getting ready to take us to school because Dad would fuck off to work quite early on. He'd fuck off to work at like 7:30 or something. We'd put Kerrang on the TV. So my brother and I, we sat in the living room with Kerrang on the TV. Was Mum's doing her final bits, having a cup of tea and sobbing because she's got to go to work. And we'd have Kerrang TV on, and that was like soundtrack of school was Kerrang TV before we went to school every fucking day without fail. They turned it off the other day. I was like, oh. I mean, they turned it off because no one's fucking watching it. But I was like, oh.
I didn't even realise it was still going until recently.
Yeah. Oh. Nothing good on. That was called summer. Yeah, exactly. TV was always better in the winter. Always better because families would be sat in watching TV.
Yeah, 'cause you're
in
not
the summer,
going
kids would be out playing till the lights come on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think I also miss
I don't blame the kids, by the way. It's not their fault.
No, I do get this a lot when I think people just assume, people who aren't home educators or don't know home educators, I think they assume that the kids either swing from the trees and wear Hessian sacks for clothes,
They do.
or never come out of their house at all ever.
Yeah.
Those stereotypes must exist because stereotypes come from real
Of course
life
they do, yeah.
experience, fine. But that's not I don't think I've ever met a home edder that has that. It's such an irony that it's called home education because they're hardly ever home.
No.
There's workshops going on, there's socials going on, there's tutors that have hired out a community hall, so there's like a co-op situation going on. It's
I guess I'm just a bit sad that they're never gonna have the scenario that we had.
yeah.
They're just not gonna experience it.
I said to James the other day, something that I never appreciated when I was a kid, but I can see it now, is things like sweets and chocolate. It just seemed so exciting when I was a kid because it just seemed incredibly inventive.
But there wasn't as many of it. There wasn't as much of it.
Well, what there was really kind of out there in flavour and colour and the cartoons and the marketing, and now it's all very regulated. Maybe that's not the right word, and I understand because childhood obesity is now a real fucking problem. But it just, when you think, this used to be such a treat.
Yeah.
And penny chews and 3 penny chews, and now it's all 60p at least a chocolate bar.
CJ says, I have an 11-year-old son, Liam, and I literally couldn't agree with you more. I've said to him loads that I'm sad he can't have the same childhood I had playing outside straight after school. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, even our road, we live in a relatively quiet little road, to be fair, in a quiet little crescent. We used to play Kirby. All the fucking time we played Kirby.
Yeah.
Me and my brother played it was get home from school, throw dinner down your face, grab a football or your bikes, one of the two, go outside.
Yeah.
That's what we would do. We would more often than not, there's a couple of greens round, little greens round where my mum and dad are, as you've seen.
Yeah.
And we would, without fail, almost every single night after school, there'd be 4 or 5 of us at least, including me and my brother, playing football. And if it was just the 2 of us, we would either take it in turns to be in goal and pretend we were our favourite footballers, and we would do that, right? Yeah. And commentate it as we were playing, because kids did that, 100%. Because if you're doing the 2 of you, you can't really do things like headers and volleys, right? Or we play Kirby all the time. I think about, could they play Kirby out there? Could they fuck? Think about the speed cars going around that little road.
Yeah.
It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
And so, and then you get the park down the end. We've got a little park down the end of our road. And I promise you, chat, we live in a relatively nice area, actually. There's a park down the end of our road. I walked the dog the other night for the last little leg stretch before we went to bed, and there's fucking 2 16, 17-year-olds smoking fucking weed in the park.
Yeah.
Awful. And I'm like, okay, at that point, the lights were on and the sun had gone down, but still, they'll do that in the summer at 7 o'clock in the evening. So that would be the kids are still out playing if we go by our old rules.
Yeah.
I don't want them around that shit at all. The reason why they're not going to experience our childhood, CJ, is not because of the choices my children are making or your children are making or any child's making nowadays. It's just simply that situation, that circumstance is just never going to exist again. And that's the bit that makes me sad. Because I feel like I had a fucking wonderful childhood. I really do feel blessed. My parents were fucking dirt poor. And I never knew. They did an incredible job of making sure that me and my brother never knew that we were dirt poor.
I think it's, well, I mean, this is true with any generation that ticks over to the next. If you knew the changes that you were on the fringe of, you'd have soaked up more of it. Because we grow up with technology, so we remember times
that's
before
fair.
and with it, whereas they've only ever known technology.
But the thing is,
in a way, if we keep them away from technology, they'll get left
no,
behind.
absolutely. And you know what's going to probably happen is if they ever get to a point where they're our age and they've got kids, they'll probably be having the same conversations.
Yeah.
I remember when you could just sit there and put your screen down. Not everything had to be VR. That's the sort of, you know.
Do you remember when James was a toddler and we put him into preschool and we were being really like, he's not going on an iPad because he's a toddler. He's got delays anyway. It won't help him. We need to talk to him and we need to do things as sort of analog as possible so we get those fine motor skills, all of that. Got to preschool, iPad straight in his hand. And I remember being so cross of, I'm doing everything I can at home to help bring him on, and I drop him off and there's an iPad in his hand straight away. And now so many classrooms have iPads.
Yep. Andrew says, honestly, growing up in Gosport, Pompey, Southampton in the early 2000s was the best childhood. 100% agree. Absolutely agree with you completely. Teachers 100% mate. It's a result of how life is these days. Can't help but feel sad about it, almost as if they're missing out. The one thing I'll say, because Luce asked me what I missed, and that's why I brought this up. And I do feel a little bit sad about it. But the one thing I will say is, they can't miss something they were never going to have.
No, which is probably why James looks at me like, I don't.
Do you know what I mean though?
Is this a bollocking or
the way that I don't get so sad about it is that I'm like, well, it's not ever going to be it was never going to be an opportunity he had. It's not something he's not like he's tasted that life and gone, I want that, and I went, well, you can't now. So it's not like he's gone through like a transition where he's had access to all that and then gone, I love this life, and then we've gone, cool, it's gone now. You just get screens and that's it. And they don't just get screens. The kids are fucking incredible, and they do. The other morning, I think you were getting ready for them to go somewhere or whatever. I can't remember what it was. They were both up in his room playing. There was Lego all over the floor, and I was like, that reminds me of my childhood.
This is what I mean. That people sit like on the bus, coming home from the park yesterday. I got tutted at, and I'm so tired on the bus. I don't give a shit. Tut at me and point. I don't care, because the boys had their music time on the bus. So then I go, well, they don't need me. I'm going to listen to my music. I'm sat right behind them. They literally can't get into trouble because they're listening to their music. And I got tutted at. And the thing is that people see the snapshot of, oh, well, they've got technology. And that was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They've been up since 7 or 8 o'clock doing life and doing all the stuff and learning and walking the dog with me. They did a bit of cooking yesterday. They did a stem box, making a hydraulic lift. But they didn't see that.
But they're also listening to music, which is enrichment.
It is.
Music is an incredibly emotive tool.
Ben uses it to expand his vocabulary because he puts the subtitles on for music.
Yeah.
So he's reading the music.
But music is an incredibly emotive tool. Music is incredible enrichment. But people see the tablet and assume that they're playing Roblox or something akin to, right? But I get it though. But again, you said it yourself. You've used these exact words. Stereotypes exist for a reason, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And people will often, and this is true of so many different walks of life, people will look at the worst case scenario and they'll apply that scenario to every other scenario they see that looks similar. So they see two kids sat with iPads on the bus, and they're going to assume they're playing some shitty chat room game like Roblox and being cyberbullies and being arseholes. They're going to assume that.
You know what I miss from olden times? When £20 could get you pissed, get a kebab and a taxi home. Stopped going out since it's starting costing £80 plus.
We will never see that again.
Oh my God. There was a time when we would go into Southampton and we'd get towards the end of the night and it was like, we've got a choice here, lads. We either all get another pint each and walk home, or we do all get a taxi together.
Yeah.
A fucking pint walk, good. And if you know Southampton to where my parents are in Hythe,
Oh my god.
it's a fucking walk, that.
Did you not just want to sleep on a bridge
No, we
somewhere?
walk home. Walk home, honestly. Because you could chuck in a £5 each for a taxi, for a 25-minute, 30-minute taxi ride from Hythe to... Oh, there was a night bus. There was always a night bus.
I can't help but think of Harry Potter every time you say that.
Honestly, it boggles my mind we still teach handwriting. It feels wrong not to, but I think we should teach handwriting, to be fair. We should also teach them typing. I think we should give them as much type. Like, my eldest handwriting is like a spider fell in some ink and then got pissed and walked across the page.
Yeah.
And I'm not that concerned about it because he also types. They have iPads. They don't have a phone, and their iPads don't have all permanent access to the internet. And the reason why they have iPads is because Apple parental controls are fucking fantastic. And I really like Apple parental controls. I can see everything they're doing. I can see websites they go onto. I can see all sorts. But we also have a family iMessage group, and they'll type away in that. Our 6-7-year-old, who's been global delay for speech for ages, he'll type in the chat, won't he? He replies to things. Mm-hmm. It's fucking great. So we need to teach them to type and teach them to use the tools. And times are evolving, and you know, he needs to learn more about how to use a thing like Microsoft Word or how to type text and all that kind of stuff that he does probably to use handwriting in the long run.
James was the one that taught me Google Lens. When we were on the allotment, I saw what I thought was it was a type of hornet that was in the news for being an invasive species. And he got my phone out, showed me Google Lens, and it turned out to be something called a mimic hornet or something. I was blown away, and I said, "How do you know that?" And he said, "I saw it on an advert."
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel as if we're the part of I feel as if I was part of the last generation that got that kind of childhood. About half my friends' peers were much more like the kids of today, hooked on tech and all. I'm glad I got to be outside. But the ironic thing is now, genuinely though, the ironic thing is now, what's my life? Essentially, I mean, obviously Warhammer is one of the reasons why I think I love Warhammer so much, considering the topic of the stream, is because it's that in-person...
Worry my generation is lost with outside childhood.
Probably, Ash, to be fair. Like one of the reasons why I love Warhammer so much is because it's that what I learned from the Hellstorm experience. It's that in-person experience that I value more than actually the game itself. That interaction with people is the bit that I value the most out of Warhammer. That being said, my life, I mean, look what I'm doing right now. Look what my job is. Talking to people like Marcy's just commented, who's in New Zealand, talking to people across the world online. My job is online, really. And although when I stream in person with Paddy and Joe and Adam and Tom and Brom, etc., right? But we're streaming to people online.
Yeah.
So my job is tech, ultimately now. That's what it is, really. And I play video games, which is tech. And I have a smartphone, which is tech. And I have a MacBook, which is tech. Everything's tech. So although I agree with you, even we, as people that had that childhood, are now surrounded by tech. I do know what you mean. Our childhood is not theirs and never will be. I'm sure they'll look back at their childhood when they're our age and have similar feelings. I'm sure they will, yeah, absolutely. The key as well, CJ, right? Obviously, the key is, and only you as a parent know this, is are they happy and fulfilled?
Yeah.
Right? And I think both my kids, I can honestly say, and Luce has a better view of this because she spends more time with them, but this is also predominantly because of her. I think both my children are happy and fulfilled. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there is a void there where they're missing something and they don't know what they're missing, but they're missing something and there's an emptiness. I don't think that exists with either of them. They're always smiling. They're always fucking happy. And I'm like, well, cool. Then we're doing a good job.
If there's an academic pocket of information missing, we can always catch up on that later. But childhoods that are ruined by playground bullying, that is not the same as when we had bullying at school, like someone said earlier, because it's all online now.
But
you
that
can't
also
close the door and forget about it.
But I think it also comes from, ironically, part of the problems we face nowadays in terms of bullying. Some of it comes from the fact that people our age and older haven't parented properly, and part of that will be because they wouldn't have been parented properly. There's a generational issue that's existed for a while, unfortunately. I'm not saying we or anyone in this room are people that are to blame, but I know for a fact kids that grew up alongside me that weren't being parented properly, there's no way they turned into responsible parents themselves.
Some do.
Some of course they do, absolutely. There's exceptions to every rule, right? There always is, of course there is. But So my mother works in secondary schools, which in the UK here is ages 11 to 16. Is that right? Secondary schools. And to hear some of the experiences she has with children, and specifically the way parents then behave compared to when I was at school, is fucking shocking. And I'm like, wow, okay. And now I understand why those kids feel like it's perfectly okay to behave the way they behave online.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm sure none of you, though. Right, you beautiful human beings. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. But, although we've run over 17 minutes, it still wouldn't be the end of the stream without that moment that all 130 people have been waiting for.
Not yet.
You've had an extra 17 fucking minutes, woman!
But we were chatting.
We were. It was a good conversation, I thought, actually. Also, what generation tends to be the reason we can't have kids out alone? Hey, what? Have I missed a part there, Rambo? My son's handwriting isn't the best either. Was asking his English teacher about it the other day, and she said she's not worried as long as it's readable, it's fine. Since they're more likely to type. When was the last? I mean, I still have. I still have a writing pad where I scribble notes down on. There you go. I just had to check I could show you all that stuff. I also have a notepad where this sits on my desk as a things to do pad, and literally, let's get a blank page. It's literally like things to do today, because I'm old now, because I'm 38 in 2 months, Luce. So I still have a handwriting pad, but this is purely out of preference. When I worked at Siemens, I didn't have a handwriting pad. You know what I used? I used an iPad with a magic pen.
So you still wrote?
Because I still wrote, but I used a magic pen. And the reason why I used a magic pen is because I had so much stuff that I was taking notes on. I'd have had pages and pages and pages of paper, and it got lost. So with the Notes app on iPad and a pencil, and you could individually label the notes, it became very easy to keep it organised. So even then it was tech, but hey, Luke fact time. Yeah, it will be soon. It will be soon. Anyway, thank you so much, people. Big shout out to Yeston, you fucking legend, for the incredible 50 gifted to get us over that target, and then the super chat as well, man. What a legend. Absolute hero. You're amazing. 38 youngster, I was 55 in June. My oldest at the dinner table today said, don't worry, Dad. Most people live probably on average to around 80. I'm like, fuck, I'm not even halfway through my life. When you look at it that way, it's quite scary. Was that Siemens in Northern by any chance? Yes, I used to work as a production manager there. For 3 years, I ran one of the production teams at Northern. Northern Depot. Love these chats. You talk so much sense. Oh, Edward, thank you. I feel like it's common sense, but as we've said before, though, common sense is just not that common nowadays. Ultimately, I love these little chats with our little team of people. Sometimes I really like the fact that the Friday night streams are always under 200 people. It's always that little bit more intimate, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no more than 200. Otherwise I'll have to put tape over my
We
screen.
had a Liam and Joe show the other week that was 600 people.
No, that's too many.
I mean, I want the audience to be bigger.
No.
For Fridays, not by a lot. I'll take like 300.
What we want is an overflow stream, like a car park.
Right.
So then maybe you can go on like a 10-minute delay, and I'll be in the delayed room. So all I have is the overflow people. I don't have, for example, 600 people. I'll just have the overflow 100 people.
No, that's not how it works.
And then 500 people get to be with you. 100 people get to be with me. It's a much smaller number.
You'll be fine. If the audience number grows, it will grow with you'll grow with me. You'll be fine. All right.
No, it's too many.
Have you got your fact?
I have.
Are we ready for loose fact or Luke fact? True or false, chat? Loose fact.
We are born knowing how to smile. We do not need to learn it.
I want that to be true. But it's in my book, so who knows?
But do we have to learn how to frown then?
One moment.
I just feel like they've made that one statement.
Ooh, hang on.
Luce gets VIPs that are here from the start. No, actually, I'm keeping them to myself. How dare you?
In the first month of life, babies experiment with grimaces and grins. So a grimace. What's a grimace?
I wish I could put the camera on that. I fucking hell. Are you grimacing or having a poo?
I'm passing wind.
Yeah. That's a face. Okay. But I don't think I've ever seen a baby that's less than a week old smile.
They're usually asleep, aren't they?
Yeah. I feel like it's nonsense.
Have you never seen a baby smile when they pass wind?
I feel like it's nonsense.
No,
I think
it's true.
bollocks.
It's true. Honestly.
I feel like
When
that's
they pass
nonsense.
wind, they smile sometimes.
I feel that's facts. I think that's a loose fact. I think that's bollocks.
No, that's true.
What? Well, they smile when they pass when they smile?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not buying they're born knowing how to smile.
Yeah.
I've never seen a baby come out happy. Not once. Not once. And I feel like they've picked out smile. Like, they know how to smile, but they don't know how to make any other facial expression. They're grumpy and cryy before anything else. What's that face?
That's my grimace.
Is it? Okay. All right. Right, so why doesn't Joe smile then? I mean, lately he doesn't smile at all, does he? To be fair. Right, people, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight on the Liam and Lou show. Before we go after dark. You people are amazing. Thanks for hanging out. Big shout out Eston for the 50 gifted, but thank you to everybody who gifted memberships tonight. You're all amazing human beings for dropping and still supporting constantly all the time. Second week into October, and we always can't thank you enough. Thanks for all the super chats as well. It's been fun. It's been good engagement. We didn't have a lot of what would we do if Warhammer died. I think most of us are just ignoring that as a topic and going, let's hope it never happens, because we're all just far too fucking hooked and ingrained in this particular hobby.
Yeah.
So let's be like, la 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 la, it's not going to die, everything's fine. Everything's fine, Ian. Everything's fine. Okay. But we will be back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow on this channel, late morning, to build a monumental, fucking stupid number of pieces Lego set. It's a beast. This thing's a beast. I'm going to try and do it in one session. I have no idea if it's possible. I'm going to try and do it in one session, and I'm going to have to do all the cameras on my own as well. So that'll be fun tomorrow, or it'll be a catastrophe. We'll see. One or the other. We'll soon find out. But thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you hanging out on the Lego stream. If not, there might be some VAG on Sunday afternoon. !VAG if you want to come and hang out on the gaming channel. We're one sub away from 1,150. One sub away from 1,150. So...
Shall I sub? I'll sub.
To VAG?
Yeah.
No, but you won't watch.
Well, I don't have to watch to be a subscriber, do I?
No, but what's the point? The amount of people that are like, I've got fucking 50,000 subs. I've got 70,000 subs. Yeah, 3 people watch you,
Well,
and
now-
one of them's a member.
Now you can be like, at least only one of my subs is fake, because it's the life. What is it? Badge or the whole thing?
It's
Very
Pornhub.com.
fringe gamer. Okay. There you are.
Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, well.
I think I already subbed. Oh,
Good.
I already subscribed.
Good. Sub if you're going to watch, obviously. All right. On Sunday. It's a bit more intimate because I just started playing games, talking to people. And then we're back on Monday with the usual stream. Actually, next week, chat, there won't be one of these. We're back with mostly the normal schedule next week. But as of Thursday, we finished the stream Thursday evening. Friday, I'm taking 4 days off. I'm having my first holiday of 2024. Friday next week for 4 days. All right? Thank you so much, you wonderful people, for hanging out tonight. Have you got anything you want to say to chat before we go?
Thanks, CJ, for the sub to Vag. So they might have taken you over.
And what else do we say?
Best chat.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, they claimed that it wasn't real because you typed it rather than saying it.
Oh.
Yeah, best chat. Thank you, you wonderful people. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you in the next one.